It's a national security issue. A missing U.S. Air Force Major General has disappeared, and the government isn't saying much. This is About Space Today's special report. I'm David Denault. Here's a story you probably haven't heard on the national news yet. The disappearance of Air Force Major General William Neal McCasland, who holds some of the most sensitive positions in the U.S. military and is an aeronautical engineer with degrees from the U.S. Air Force Academy, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. He has held a series of high-level posts during his career. Now, his disappearance came just days after President Donald Trump announced in Truth Social a post that he was directing the Pentagon and other federal agencies to release government records related to extraterrestrial life and UFOs. News Nation was the first to sound the alert about a man who moved in the highest circles of our government. Ross Coulthard is bringing the story to the public.
If anyone knows the darkest secrets of the UAP legacy program, it is General Neal McCasland, Major General Neal McCasland. This guy is, honestly, he is one of the most important people in the US military establishment in terms of secret stealth programs. I was just going through it. He's held senior roles overseeing classified space weapons, advanced aerospace research programs, and he's basically, most recently, he served as the head of research at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which of course is notorious in UFO lore because that is where the alleged Roswell crash remnants, the remnants from the crash of allegedly 2 UFOs that collided, were taken in 1947. He was also the commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory. He was the director of special programs in the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense. He was the director of Space Acquisition, Office of the Undersecretary of the Air Force. He has served, Major General Neal McCasland has served at the very highest levels of the U.S. military, the U.S. Air Force. And I just can't believe at the moment that the disappearance of this man is not featuring at all prominently in the national media. It's almost gone unnoticed, disregarded in the great august papers of record in the United States.
And the FBI has joined the search for the retired Air Force Major General, missing now for weeks.
The fact that General Neal McCasland has disappeared at the time of this off the face of the earth is a grave national security crisis for the United States of America. This is a man with some of the most sensitive secrets of the United States in his head. Believe me when I say, even though it's not featuring in the news, this is an issue of grave concern. It's interesting that the FBI has been brought in, and so has the local Kirtland Air Force Base. And the reason why is because the disappearance of a man like General Neal McCasland is a very, very grave concern.
Ross continued and compared the Major General's disappearance with Nancy Gussery's news coverage.
His disappearance should be of grave concern, and I'm sure it is, to the people in the U.S. Air Force. Even though we're not hearing about it in the news, it is a massive story. And it's yet again an example of how can you have the media obsession with the Nancy Guthrie case, which is, of course, a terrible tragedy, but at the same time, a major general from the U.S. Air Force with some of the world's biggest secrets in his head disappears off a running trail in Albuquerque that nobody could conceivably disappear off, and it's not a story.
2 days before his disappearance from Albuquerque, New Mexico, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton appeared in a closed deposition to Congress and was asked about UFOs.
Running for president, John Podesta publicly stated that you would disclose these files if given the chance, if you had been president. Are you pleased to see that these files may be disclosed finally.
I am pleased. As I say, I think they have to be carefully scrutinized so that no national security information is disclosed. But this is an issue of real importance to so many people. And I think whatever can be disclosed should be disclosed.
Was there a program that specifically that was referencing that you were aware of?
I was not. As you mentioned, John Podesta, who was one of my advisors, was deeply interested in the issue. And if I had been elected, I certainly would have listened to his advice.
Well, thank you for indulgence on that.
I'm not sure why a highly informed military official that had knowledge of UFOs would make himself just want to disappear. Well, on the day that he disappeared, he left his phone and watch on the kitchen table. Well, maybe, just maybe, he doesn't want to be found. Well, you can see all of our reports on our Facebook page at aboutspace.today or on your favorite platform. And if you like our reports, be sure to click like, follow, and hit that subscribe button. To all of our listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thanks for taking time from your home or from where you work to listen today. I'm David Denault.